Our rules are simple, but the challenge is great. All dinos will be explored in this challenge, but only reasonable underdogs voted on by the community will be considered for grading. Equipped with official server cap saddles, our 19 contenders will be backed by the commanding presence of a loyal Uteranus providing that extra boost. All competitors will go into battle with food to provide a healing effect. Herbivores will have plenty of sweet veggie cakes, and carnivores and omnivores will have cooked meat. It's important to note that tames in this series aren't typically used during boss battles because of the amount of mutations you need to make them competitive. But all dinos competing will have around 23,000 health and 1200% melee. This will give them all a fair shot at defeating at least one of the guardians. It won't always be feasible to reach these stats depending on the dinos I'm using, but I'll let you know the amount of mutations and levels it took in order to reach it. All competitors start out with 50 base health and melee and 40 points in everything else before I apply mutations and experience levels. You can decide on your own servers if the juice is worth the squeeze. Competitors are required to fight the megapithecus, broodmother, then dragon on all difficulties starting with gamma, then beta, finishing with alpha. Their success will be annotated on this scorecard with a pass or fail system. Clearing all the bosses earns them a gold boom medal. Silver is awarded for clearing beta, bronze is for clearing gamma, and the chunk of shit is for an unworthy performance. Once all expansion creatures are finished, the gold medal winners will test their strength against the overseer for the finale. Now let's introduce our competitor and see if they have what it takes. Deinotherium. Just when you thought your SUV didn't have enough seats for your preschooler, say hello to the new model. 12 rows of seats ready to bring the heat to the school pickup line and guaranteed to be the envy of all the ladies wearing sweats in the Starbucks drive-thru. The Deinotherium is an absolute beast. It hits like a truck, has a massive health pool, and if you have a male and female version, you get two buffs, one which increases your damage output and the other which lowers incoming damage. Oh, did I mention they're herbivores? That means sweet veggie cakes, which are game-changing. The stats required for this competition were achieved with 0 mutations and 80 experience levels, 0 mutations and 0 points went in health, and 0 mutations and 80 points went in melee. Now let's see if they have what it takes. The green portal is cranked up and the other fans are ready to lumber into the Gamma Megapithecus arena and stomp on some monkeys. The Deinotherium is massive, and you'll be lucky to get all 19 in the fight. Shoot, here's my first attempt and I only managed to get in a couple. I tried to line them up with their front foot just past the outer line for the portal, but you're going to need to get a little bit creative if you want a full fight of 19 of these juicy elephants. At first I was like, shit, back to the drawing board. There's no way 2 of these are going to pull this off. Boy, was I wrong. It didn't even take that long. I'm pretty sure these 2 got it done faster than some of the creatures that I've used. That's a pass. The Gamma Broodmother is up next, and well, blocking these bosses isn't really a problem at all with these guys. As a matter of fact, you don't really need to do anything with these dump trucks. Just shove some cake in their inventory and slap them on their cake to send them on their way. How the hell are these guys even allowed in the boss fights when a Parasaur isn't? Call me crazy, but I think the drag weight might need to get adjusted on this guy. There's absolutely no way this ass is lighter than a penis horse. That's a Parasaur for those uncultured types out there. The Deinotherium's buffs don't seem to stack, so honestly, it makes you wonder if bringing a group of 19 is worth it if you can get the buff from 1 male and 1 female for an army of fighters that do more DPS, like the Deinosuchus for example. The DPS is good on the Deinotherium, obviously, but I think it really shines is their massive health pool. We'll talk about that a little bit more later, but for now, that's a pass. The Gamma Dragon is up next, and I would probably have concerns with this fight if I was using a massive carnivore, but the Deinotherium is ready to hork down some veggie cakes while getting blasted in the face with dragon breath. When you have 19 of these beasts, you're not going to have all of them attacking you at one time. Hell, you don't even need 19 to do what I'm doing. And this didn't even require any mutations. It makes you wonder. If you find a Deinotherium saddle blueprint in your playthrough, then why the hell not? This is straight up easy mode, as the Gamma Dragon is slaughtered and I have a bunch of elephant asses barely missing any health. That's a pass. Blue portal time means beta time, and the other fans are ready to bring home the silver boom medal. The beta Megapithecus is faster than its younger Gamma brother, has more health, and hits a lot harder, but overall, he's pretty damn simple. I mean, look at this. You can't even see the boss. He's completely dwarfed by this huge army we brought in with us. Y'all can't look at this and think in your heads that, yeah, this was a good idea. Let's keep adding creatures to the game that dominate instead of giving the dozens of unloved, forgotten creatures the TLC they so desperately need. Don't get me wrong, the Deinotherium is pretty awesome. I just don't know how hungry we all were for yet another massive creature that stomps the bosses. Well, that's a pass. The Beta Broodmother is up next, and this is where I normally say the stakes are higher, or maybe that the Beta Broodmother is a lot tougher than the Gamma Broodmother. You know, bring your A game. But the Deinotherium doesn't need an A game. You can come at the bosses with your C game, and these bad boys and girls will surely up your game to the point of domination, and you won't even break a sweat. They say that elephants never forget. Well, I say the bosses are never going to forget this ass whooping because it's been completely one-sided this entire time, even for the Beta Broodmother. The beta broodmother can usually put out enough hurt to be noticed, but I didn't notice anything. The downtime was minimal between all of these fights with these murder machines, and the beta broodmother was put into the dirt. That's another pass. The beta dragon's up next, and let's be real for a second. The fire that comes out of the dragon on all difficulties will kill your creatures. If anything, this actually shows just how strong an herbivore with veggiecakes can be. A full army of Rexes would get fried if it took the same amount of fire blasts if they dealt the same amount of damage that these Deinotheriums do. Because truthfully, the damage output from the Deinotherium is pretty mid-tier, if they only span their primary attack. Their secondary attack hits like a truck, but their primary attack isn't super strong, and the AI is going to use that primarily. Obviously, it's their health pool that's the huge selling point, and the damage might not be the highest that we've seen, but it's still pretty damn decent. The beta dragon was turned into a walk in the park, and the other fans completely dominate, earning another pass. Red portal time means alpha time, and the alpha megapithecus is up next. If you've seen any of the other creatures in this series, you know that the alpha megapithecus is toast. I won't even sugarcoat it. This one was another easy walk in the park that I could have just sat AFK through. And with that being said, if you want a server for any game, don't forget to hit that referral link in the description for a Nitrado server. You're going to be helping me out a lot with that. Also, check out some of the new merch editions on Fourth Wall and get yourself something nice. You know, you deserve it, you sexy thing, you. The Deinotherium came into the Alpha Megapithecus arena and made him look like a joke. That's another pass. I was stumbling out of Mama Brood's cave at 3 AM after a long night of playing a game of What's Inside Me, which she absolutely dominates at. I swear, she could hold a crayon with her butthole and color between the lines. The talent that this woman has been given is out of this world. Sometimes she just sucks all the worries away, and I'm left in a stupor as I try to navigate my way to my home. Sometimes it takes too long, and I kind of feel a little bit guilty because Commander Utes is usually waiting to be let outside to use the bathroom, and he's had a few accidents in the past, and it's never fun to clean up. This one time, he ate an entire bedding set and it shitted out all over the kitchen floor. He's lucky he didn't die, first of all, but them blankets did an excellent job at cleaning out his insides. Unfortunately for me, who had to clean it up. As I made my way down her driveway, I stumbled into her mailbox and the door kind of fell open with a couple letters making their way to the ground below. I picked them up and put them back in the box. I wasn't going to look at them, you know, we respect privacy and everything, but there was this small, unmistakable scent. It was Manny Sling's dog's cologne. That exotic bastard. She'd still been receiving letters from him while he's in prison. I thought she said that they were done talking. Oh my god, I should have known better. Of course she's going to keep talking with him. She's obviously obsessed with him, and I'm only being used to get her fixed before Manny's let out to rain hell on her fart box. It's only inevitable for him to make a return, I suppose, but I'll be ready. My thoughts are racing. Oh shit, what should I do? Can I booby trap her butthole? No, that will never work. I had to shake off the desire to solve the problem right away, because for now, it's time to take Mama Broods out. So I brought the biggest and baddest group of killers to show her no mercy. And they sure did. They took out Mama Broods with ease. That's a pass. The Alpha Dragon's up next, and if any one of these bosses has a shot, it's the Alpha Dragon. The Deinotherium can't dodge the fire like I can do with the smaller creatures, and they take primary aggro because they're herbivores, and they're damn near as big as the dragon, so they just have to take all the fire and push through the pain. The Alpha Dragon could definitely cause issues when you can't use the toe biting strategy, and in situations like this, it's just a pure DPS race. Hell, if you bring in a group like this, I'd recommend using whistle groups because the majority of the underfans are just going to stand there and get burned. They're unable to attack because there's not enough room. One underfan actually managed to die during this fight, but it doesn't matter because the rest of them were solid and could probably take out another dragon right after this one without resting. That's a pass and a full clear. Heading over to the scoreboard, the Deinotherium earns a gold boom medal for a full clear. Holy shit is all I can really say to sum up this beast. 50 points in health and melee is all you need before leveling these guys up, and they're going to dominate the island bosses. Imagine what kind of damage they do fully mutated. I shudder at the thought. Give them a try, and have fun stomping things into the ground. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing to help this community grow. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.